I can confirm it's cold out here. Dylan can as well.
A little brisk.
A little brisk. It is National Paramedic Services Week. I'm joined by Dylan Leblanc, who is a paramedic, and we're going to talk about the work he does and what this unit behind us does to improve health care for people and just to really make better use of the resources we have in this province. So, Dylan, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. When did you become a paramedic?
I started my career about 6 years ago.
And why did you get into this line of work?
Well, funny enough, I actually rode in the back as a patient twice and loved the idea of it and had such a great experience. I thought, why not?
I've never heard that answer before. You were a patient and you had such a great experience. Okay, so that's fascinating. You decided to make this your career. What is it like on the daily for a paramedic?
Honestly, it's not like any other job you've ever done before. It's different every day. You get to experience being into people's homes and, seeing them at their most vulnerable points and just making them feel better in like their worst day of their moment.
It is a life or death work that you do, and it's so important, the work that you do. A lot of people don't realize that it is stressful. It is relentless. We hear about a lot of stress on the job. Do you see that in the day-to-day?
A little bit, but honestly, like the support from like our watch commanders and other paramedics in the province and stuff is phenomenal. So you really do have a lot of support.
That you have each other's back, and the system it's also adapting, and that's why we're talking about this unit behind us. So a lot of ambulances would have two paramedics going out in pairs, but sometimes you can use an SUV, which is actually an SRU. So can you break down what an SRU is?
So essentially what an SRU is the program launched roughly about a year to 2 years ago. And essentially what it is that you now have one ambulance, or you have one paramedic essentially responding to lower acuity calls, non-traumatic or non-emergent that, has potential that somebody just needs a little bit of help. We are very versatile, though, that if there is an emergency setting where somebody needs a quick response, we are available to be able to get to those calls very quickly.
Okay, so you call 911 and the dispatcher decides you need an SRU as opposed to the full-blown ambulance. What kind of calls would be more appropriate for the SRU?
So a lot of things that we kind of deal with are that, sometimes people have falls, whether or not they're too frail or they might be like an amputee or some sort, and they just need some assistance getting up off of the floor. No injuries, they don't have any kind of complaint, they just need a little bit of assistance.
Okay, fantastic. And when you get this kind of call, you go and you assist the person, and then when you get there, you're in constant communication with the headquarters, I understand.
Yes, always. We always make sure that they're aware as to what's going on, the condition of the patient, whether or not, because sometimes when we do show up to these low acuity calls, they're actually giving us a surprise and it's not quite as low acuity. So they do actually require an emergency setting, and that is when we get ambulances rolling and we get the assistance that we need.
Okay, perfect. So how are we equipped here inside this SUV?
Well, you can take a peek inside if you want.
Okay, Jamie will follow. Awesome.
So in the back, what we have is all of our standard kind of gear and equipment. So we have our Zoll monitor, which does all of our vitals and checks over our patients. This is what we call our airway kit, and our first in responding bag, where we have all of our IV setups, our medications, slight little trauma kits. This is what kind of differs us from the ambulances. This is what we call our Lucas device.
Yep.
It's a fairly new equipment, and essentially what it does is that it does CPR in those dire need moments for you. So where it typically would take, 3 to 4 paramedics to run in the tragic moment of a cardiac arrest, it would take 3 to 4 paramedics. Now you can manage with just one.
That's fantastic. This is really impressive. It's so impressive that technology's changed so much that they can have something as powerful as that, or this vital signs monitoring machine that's portable.
Oh, absolutely. It's changing every day, and we always have to stay on top of the new developments and everything that's changing in our line of work. So it's fun, though.
Okay, so I'm at home right now. What do they need to know about the work that you do?
What you need to know is that essentially, no matter what you're feeling, if you're feeling stressed or in duress, just make sure that you're calling 911, okay? We're a 24/7 service. If you ever need any kind of assistance, whether it be emergent or non-emergent, we're there.
All right, well, Dylan, truly you are just a joy to be with. I hope I never have to meet you in this situation, but if I do, I'll be grateful that you show up, and I'm sure all of your colleagues feel the same way. Thank you so much for this.
Well, thank you for
and
having me.
Happy National Paramedic Services Week. Keep up the great work.
Thank
All right,
you.
we put a link to National Paramedic Services Week on our website so you can find out more. Hopefully you'll never need the SRU, but if you do, hopefully Dylan's driving the SUV.